Well, in our Sunrise Smart Start this morning, topping our headlines in a Syracuse courtroom, Pittsford native and former Cornell student Patrick Dye pled guilty to making anti-Semitic threats online.
He admitted to posting various graphic threats, including calling for the deaths of every Jewish person. The 21-year-old, we're told, has since been diagnosed with autism, and we also heard from his public defender, who says that offers some context.
And I might point out he had no means to carry out anything, had no intentions on carrying out any violent acts, and in actuality, he is not anti-Semitic, very much the opposite. His mom even worked in Israel for a period of time. So, you know, it was a bad decision on a very bad day, bad couple of days for Patrick. He's very remorseful. He accepts responsibility, and we're hoping to get him out and get him some support for people who have autism, adults with autism, because in fact that's what he needs.
We know many plea deals do come with pre-negotiated sentences in terms of a max, but that does not happen in federal court. This judge will eventually determine how much time Dye will spend in prison. And again, Cornell confirms he's no longer a student.
A level 3 sex offender and serial flasher was supposed to be sentenced, but never made it to the courtroom yesterday. The Ontario County District Attorney says 55-year-old Paul Goodrell was moved to the Elmira Correctional Facility back in March, further adding that a follow-up with the State Department of Corrections returned no response on Goodrell's transportation. Therefore, he missed his sentencing and further delays the process. The DA says it all boils down to miscommunication.
There are times when docks has staffing issues and they don't have enough people to transport. Usually we get notified of those things. In this case, we don't know why he wasn't transported, and so I can't speak to that piece of it. It's not frequent, but it's not uncommon.
Goodrell now scheduled to be sentenced April 24th. He's expected to serve 7 years in prison with 15 years post-release supervision.
City leaders in Rochester explaining why W-2 forms for more than 400 employees had to be reissued in the last week. They cite clerical errors, specifically for employees that received the state health care workers bonus last year. That was exempt from state tax, but that was incorrectly taxed on the amount for employees coming from the state level. A local union rep says there was a mistake in the process when the city reissued W-2C forms, forcing the city to do it again. And this part covered mainly firefighters and police.
Basically, what we told the members, go ahead, don't miss the deadline, file your taxes on time, and in the meantime, we're working with the city administration to set up a meeting so that we can discuss how we rectify the impact.
City leaders say the structure of the payroll team was completely overhauled going back the last 6 months, and a new supervisor just started in March. They say there are still struggles with staffing and payroll in that department, and it takes time to train people. Sunrise traffic here at 6:51 as we are all dealing with wet roads in terms of accidents. Still got that one at Hudson 104, another one closer to the hospital, Elmwood and Mount Hope. And that is from the west side. Everything's starting to pick up. Take your time, head it out in these conditions. We'll check your morning commute again at 7:25.
Happening today, a status hearing in federal court for the SOTUS man charged in connection to the January 6th Capitol riots. James Weeks faced several charges, including assaulting an officer and destruction of government property. Weeks was released on his own recognizance back in February. The hearing starts at 1 this afternoon in the nation's capital. Stay with News 8 for coverage.
A local man who admitted to trying to rape and sexually abuse several women throughout Rochester will spend the next 18 years in prison. Hayden Sapresi is responsible for many attempted rapes between May and October 2022. Along with the prison time, he has to register as a sex offender, and he'll have 15 years probation once he gets out.
A man arrested for a deadly shooting late last year on Glenwood Avenue. Police tell us the victim here, 23-year-old Zahir Roberts, was found shot, later dying at the hospital. Police say they've now arrested 26-year-old Dante Wayford during a traffic stop. We're told that victim and suspect knew each other and an argument had broken out between them. Wayford arraigned yesterday morning, charged with murder as well as criminal possession of a weapon.
The state DOT came through removing items belonging to many people living underneath the Carter and Hudson Street bridges. A spokesperson says this is routine as they're making sure crews have access to public infrastructure. The area was previously identified by the DOT and our local agencies as a place to step up addressing rehoming outreach efforts and connect these people to services that could help them. But just listen to this one woman who talked to News 8, calling the whole thing upsetting.
The people that are here, this is kind of their home. They got tents here. This is just how they live. In a shelter, like some of the shelters that they're trying to put you in, they're not good shelters. They're some of the worst shelters that they have that they're trying to put, the city comes and tries to put you in.
We were told there was a heads up on this, with the city notifying and warning people state crews will be coming by to clear that area.
Another lawsuit filed against the town of Greece, and this time by a former Greece police officer. And this new lawsuit from Sergeant Jared Reen claims town leaders had retaliated against him after he made several complaints.
The lawsuit says he raised concerns about the town increasing permit fees for events predominantly in minority communities. It further alleges Supervisor Bill Rylick made racist comments when referring to a Black Lives Matter rally. The suit also says leadership heard these complaints and denied Renee paid time off in OT. Renee also accuses the deputy supervisor, Michelle Marini, of giving him false information to report surrounding former police chief Drew Forsyth and his 2021 drunk driving crash. He claims that led to him losing his job as the public information officer. Supervisor Riley responded, blasting the lawsuit, saying it's the latest in a series of meritless claims filed by the same lawyer. New this morning, as we look ahead, a local church is putting on a spring health fair for the first time, and with this, a holistic approach to wellness.
Trying to tackle a lot of different things you may need. In fact, Ron Spitzer speaking with the organizer of tomorrow's fair. She joins us live in studio now with a preview. Ron.
Yes, this fair will cover mental, physical, and financial health, along with food insecurity, along with other things as well that are important, like life insurance. There will also be free mammograms through the U of R mobile mammography van, dental screenings, blood pressure screenings, and even haircuts. You can also pick up COVID and Narcan kits if you need them. The director of community engagements at Walking in God's Grace Ministry says she asked the pastor if she could organize the health fair after thinking about her own health. She says it's all about accessibility for the community.
There's so much that, so many resources that are needed, and we just want to make it available to the community so they can have a healthier life. They can have better mental capacity to make decisions for themselves.
The fair is tomorrow from 10 to 1 at the Montgomery Center in Rochester. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Ron, for that. Here you go, James. Final check of the weather and the roads, and plenty of rain.
How about that look at Batavia? You're just kind of driving into mist.
Yeah, kind of. At least it's universal. Everybody's getting it.
Yeah, that's right.
You get some rain, you get some rain, everybody gets some rain.
Hopefully by 8:30, 9 a.m. we finally start to see a little bit of a break in the showers, then maybe just a sprinkle here and there. Temperature-wise, we're starting off somewhere in the 50s, 53 Penn, Rochester at 52 degrees. And then eventually getting to around 70 this afternoon, so that is nice to see. And then just more rounds of rain here and there. Tomorrow, I think we have a midnight high where that 63 happens earlier in the day, falling throughout the 50s, and then just downright chilly. Saturday, that's 50 degrees. Most of the days in the 40s.